welcome to Multan Cricket Stadium. We're here after the Pindi leg and it's the first game where the home side will be playing. It's Multan Sultans they are up against Lahore Qalandars. Hello and welcome to Pitchside. Great to be here in Multan. Well, Multan hasn't won anything yet, but this is exactly perhaps what they need, because if you look at their record in Multan, it's been absolutely fabulous over the years. So perhaps exactly what they require to kickstart their campaign. Lahore coming fresh off a win against Karachi, so they're seeming to pick momentum just at the right time, and they'll be hoping to continue that winning momentum coming into this particular venue. Obviously different conditions overall, and we can hope for some spectator love coming into Multan. I've got with me Amir Sohail and Dominic Coke on Pitchside as always. Amir, great to be here in Multan. Let's just hope that we get some good crowds in, because Pindi was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, the Pindi was a buzz and the stadium was alight, and so was the cricket. And I'm hoping that Multan Stadium is going to attract quite a few here.
Well, what we can hope for is that the luck for Multan Sultans also changes here, Koki, because they generally love playing here.
Yeah, they do. And you look at their record, I'm sure they were desperate to just get back here. Their record is magnificent. Qalandars beat them here in 2023, so, you'll go with that, and some of the team are still part of that Qalandars side, the likes of Sikandar Raza, obviously Shaheen Shah Afridi. So literally, they'll have those sort of good memories from here, but it's all about the Multan Sultans. Can they get off the mark with a win? I just hope the crowd is coming in, because when this gets full, it is a great stadium when it's full, and it must be amazing to be a player when this place gets rocking.
In terms of the concerns that Multan Sultans have had, Amir, I mean, their bowling, death bowling has been a real concern. Just looking at the figures that we've seen from the last few games, they've struggled.
I think first thing they have to tell themselves is that there is no point bleeding out trying. What they need to do is they sort out the issues they are facing at the moment. For me, the major issue they are dealing with at the moment is their bowlers, especially Usama Mir, has failed to pick up wickets in the middle of the innings. And what happens with that is, when death bowler they are introduced, they have to deal with set batters, and they go for plenty of runs, and their middle order batting hasn't fired. So they have to bring in few changes to be able to deal with it, and they have to be sensible about it.
Lahore was really sort of thinking about what their replacement for Rashid Khan would be, but they've got somebody like Rashad Hussain who's been doing really well for them.
And that's what I think this is what this competition is all about, unearthing, younger players, overseas players that perhaps we haven't seen before, all those sort of players coming through. And you're right, he's a massive name to miss out, and he has missed out, obviously, playing in another tournament. But I think it also gives somebody a chance. That's what it's all about, this game. Give somebody a chance. Rashad has done well at the moment. Qalandars have just started to get something going. They'll want to keep that momentum going. And I'm looking forward to this, because I think these are two sides on their day are quite even Stevens, and it'll be interesting to see how Multan Sultans come out, how they look to adapt to these conditions when they know it. The pitch, I know we're going to see the pitch in a bit. The toss, an important toss. Who chooses to do what first? Because I always think in 2020 cricket, my opinion is get runs on the board and look to defend. Let's see.
And that's what we saw in Pindi as well, talking about the toss. A lot of the teams that won were batting first, getting runs on the board, and then doing really well. Depends on how the conditions are like here in Multan. I'm sure we'll find out. But for now, we are ready with the toss. It's over to Bazat Khan, who's out there with the two captains.
Focus shifts to Multan, and it's all about how Multan play in Multan. So in the toss, we've got the captain of Multan Sultans, Mohammad Rizwan, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Lahore Qalandars captain, and a very handsome toss mascot Inam, and dapper as always, Ali Naqvi, match referee. Rizwan, you have the coin?
Yes.
Give it a spin, please.
Head.
Heads is the call.
Ali bhai, हम बैटिंग करेंगे.
It's tails. रिजवान क्या करेंगे और क्यों?
हाँ बैटिंग करेंगे, फ्रेश पिच है, देखते हैं इंशाल्लाह क्या, क्योंकि हमें जो लगा इनकी स्ट्रेंथ की वजह से हम ना बैटिंग कर रहे हैं.
मुल्तान में वापस आए हैं, मुल्तान सुल्तान्स का मुल्तान में बहुत अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है, ये आपके लिए खुशाइन बात है?
कह सकते हैं कुछ शायद, क्योंकि फैंस की मोहब्बत है, यहाँ की शायद दुआएं ज़्यादा है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। मगर मैं स्टिल बिलीव करता हूँ अच्छी क्रिकेट पे, अगर होम कंडीशन हो, अवे कंडीशन हो, क्योंकि अगर आप देख ले तो उनके भी प्लेयर्स मुल्तान में खेल चुके हैं और स्टिल हमारे लिए अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलनी पड़ेगी तो रिजल्ट अच्छा आएगा इंशाल्लाह।
डेथ बॉलिंग में थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम है, तो उसके लिए कोई चेंजेस किए हैं आपने?
टीम में 2 चेंजेस है, क्योंकि शहब की तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, उसकी वजह से यासिर हुआ है और आकिब भी थोड़ा सा निगल्स में है, तो इसकी वजह से जॉश लिटर टीम में आया हुआ है।
इस पिच पे क्या की होगा मैच जीतने के लिए?
बजट भी अगर आप हमारे लास्ट 3 मैचेस देख ले तो इसमें से हमारा जो थोड़ा सा हमें प्रॉब्लम आ रही है वो फील्डिंग में आ रही है। इंशाल्लाह उम्मीद है कि अगर वो फील्डिंग बेहतर करे तो रिजल्ट चेंज होगा इंशाल्लाह।
थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड गुड लक फॉर द गेम। शाहीन बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं पहले, खुश हैं आप?
फ्रेश विकेट है और हम यही डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि अगर टॉस हार भी गई तो कोई इशू नहीं है, क्योंकि हम दोनों चीज़ें जहन में थी कि यार अगर बॉलिंग करेंगे तो वो थोड़ी सी अच्छी होगी, क्योंकि अभी टूर्नामेंट का स्टार्ट है और अगर हम आगे खेलेंगे तो बहुत सी टीमें यही कोशिश करेगी कि हमें पहले बॉलिंग दे।
टूर्नामेंट स्टार्ट ज़रूर है, लेकिन राशिद खान आपके साथ 2-3 सीजन से थे, उसकी कमी थोड़ी सी पूरी हुई है, क्योंकि लेग स्पिनर आपका बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त बॉलिंग कर रहा है।
वी हैव रिशद सो इट्स फाइन फॉर अस।
और आपने टीम में कोई चेंज किया है? मुल्तान में सुना है कि स्पिन थोड़ा सा बेहतर होता है।
सेम टीम के साथ जा रहे हैं।
बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट लग रहे हैं आज।
ऐसे नॉर्मल हो।
Normal.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. So the news out here in the center is that Multan Sultans have won the toss and are having a bat.
Well, that was the toss brought to you by Exchange on. Multan Sultans have won the toss and they have elected to bat first. 2 changes for them. Corky, a new opener comes in the form of Yasir Khan, and Josh Little also joins the side.
Yeah, I think they've done that obviously to bring in that extra bowler, that overseas bowler. So they've dropped an overseas batter in Shea Hope, which is a big, it's a big, real statement really to say we're going to bring in Yasir Khan at the top of the order. And what you've got then is 2 left armers. You've got the likes of Joshua Little with a bit more pace. David Willey with, he's a senior player in that side. And it'll be interesting exactly what Amir said. Usama Mir's record on this ground is very good, but he's going to have to try with Bracewell to try it in that middle order to take wickets. But they are a strong side at home.
All right, then, speaking of Lahore Qalandars, Fakhar Zaman at the top. He's been in great form, Amir, and they've stuck to Naeem, who's struggled with runs, but they're backing him.
I think that's what you have to do when you have an emerging player in your lineup. You have to wait for him to respond. Some do very early, some take a bit of time to settle down. But when you talk about Lahore, there are so many positives. Fakhar Zaman is batting responsibly. Then Abdullah Shafiq is expressing himself. Strong middle order, and then Shaheen Shah Afridi. He's starting to swing the ball in the air and he's picking up the wickets along with Rashad. So I think once a captain is confident, then his decision making is kind of very pertinent.
I think the important thing for Lahore Qalandars, though, Corky, will be that over the years they've been heavily reliant on Fakhar Zaman giving them those kind of starts, and he's been in the form of his life, scoring runs, came back after an injury, but started off from where he left. I mean, perhaps the testing point for them will be how that middle order does if Fakhar Zaman doesn't get runs.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're just testing out now. I think in their opening game, Fakhar struggled, got out, they lost the game. And as soon as he gets runs, I know perhaps some people were perhaps surprised that he got player of the match in that second game. But when I speak to people like Amir Sahel and Ramiz Raj, who batted at the top of the order, he set that game up for Billings to get that 50 off 14 deliveries. So hence why, for me, he was player of the match. When you've got senior players like Fakhar Zaman in your side, he has to gel all that order together. And if he gels it all together, they get a score. It's simple. Bat all the way through, Fakhar. And I'm telling you this from a coach, give yourself an opportunity in them first 3 overs to see what this wicket does when he does bat. But ultimately, they've got to bowl well first, because if not, they're going to be chasing a big target.
All right, I'll tell you what, Multan Sultans, pretty much this venue has been their fortress. They've won plenty of games here and they've just dominated teams. Let's find out what their record has been against Lahore Qalandars. All right, overall in the 19 matches that both the sides have played, Multan Sultans has won 10 and Lahore has won 9. So it's been pretty neck to neck overall. And even if you look at the last 10 games, it's been pretty even Steven. So despite the fact that Multan Sultans love playing here, this tells you a story. Well, Multan Sultans winning the toss and they have decided to bat first, made a couple of changes which we discussed as well. We'll take a short breather. The crowd is coming in and hoping to see more spectators shortly. See you guys on the other side. Back in Multan and back on pitch side as well. Multan Sultans winning the toss and they have decided to bat first. They've made a couple of changes now. In Pindi, we saw some high-scoring games in the first innings. Multan, traditionally what we've seen is that pacers have rather done well here as opposed to the spinners. That's what the numbers are telling us. But what's the pitch saying today? Let's find out from Lisa Staleka as well as Mark Butcher, who joins us all the way from Karachi.
Hi and welcome to the third venue of the HBL PSL Multan Cricket Stadium. The good news is the temperature is on its way down. High of over 40 degrees, it's 38 now, and as that sun sets, it's still going to be in the 30s and high 28. So comfort level will still be a little bit discomfort for the players. In terms of dimensions, if I'm standing at the pitch, I'm going to hit 75 metres straight down the ground, 71 in the pocket, 64 square, and if I'm cheeky enough, I'm going to go the shorter side, 56, 57, third and fine leg. Now, to talk about the pitch, I want to bring in Mark Butcher, who knows all about pitches. This one looks a little bit interesting.
Well, it looks pretty good to me, Lisa, it's got to be said. Nice to see you. Just a little bit of sweat breaking out there. Jeez, it's hot. It's been stinking all around Pakistan for the last couple of days. But this surface here got a decent covering of grass on it. It might well have a little bit of carry, but it's never too quick. The good thing about it is it tends to bounce a little bit as far as the spin bowlers are concerned. And so people like Osama Mir might find themselves having a bit more fortune on it. For Multan, they'll be hoping that home is where the start is, because they're none from 3 so far, but they have an incredible record at this ground with 11 wins out of 13 games played, and it's just the type of pitch I think that will suit the way that they play. I guess if I'm captain, I'm probably thinking that I'm going to bowl first, simply because as the air cools and the sort of atmosphere changes a little bit later on, you would imagine that the ball might come on a little bit better under the lights. However, it remains to be seen what the captains decide to do. But the pitch looks half decent. Wouldn't be too worried either way.
And one thing is for sure, whoever bats first, there's only been one score over 200, so I reckon we're going to get a nice tight one tonight.
173 average score.
Well, Rizwan interestingly opted to bat first. Koki, we heard from Butch what he feels. But just in terms of what we've seen, you also had a look at the pitch earlier on. There's some patches of grass there.
Yeah, and sometimes when you look at it, you think, well, why is there patches of grass? Is it because it's quietly, you know, a little bit corrugated, maybe? I don't know. I think it's so hard for anybody to go out there and judge a pitch exactly and say, it's going to be this. But I just think, you know, it looks like it could be two-paced, who knows? But I think the way that Rizwan has come out, won the toss, had it batted, he's happy with it, runs on the board and put the Qalandars under pressure.
Maybe that's exactly what they need to change their fortunes altogether, because so far they've not had the best of starts in this HBL PSL 10. Just looking at that, they haven't really won yet so far. They've played in Karachi, they've played in Rawalpindi, and like we discussed, you know, it's not been great for them overall. Their bowling has been a concern at the death. They've not been able to get their combination going. So a lot of issues there for Multan Sultans, but who knows, a new venue could bring in a new result and outcome as well, and that's exactly what where Rizwan's leadership is going to be tested. Amir, just talking about the fact that, you know, when you sort of lost back-to-back, it's never easy, you know, starting off and trying to get the team to, you know, regroup and come together and go back to their winning ways, which was the case last year. So how important do you think his role is going to be in sort of getting the team going?
I think that's where the captain role becomes very important. He has to keep on reminding the players, individuals, that why you are here, why you part of the team. You got the ability, you got the potential, come on, show your potential. You have to encourage the players, no matter what, and hope for the best.
One glimmer of hope for them perhaps in that last game was Usman Khan getting some runs. And remember, he's been key for them last year.
Yeah, he's key for a lot of reasons. He plays spin very well, and he also gets really deep in his crease. Something that he does really well. He uses the crease well, Amir, and you know more about this than I do batting-wise. He's very, very much tries to go deep and then also come at it, and that's why he got those 200s last year as well.
Yeah, he's a clever operator, and he remains busy whenever he comes out to bat. And he knows how to deal with the spinners and also the fast bowlers. He's got the potential.
All right, let's find out then what our experts have to say in our expert predictions. All right, new venue then for Multan Sultans. Are they winning today?
Well, I'm from Lahore. I'm Lahoreite, so I'm going to go with Lahore Qalandars. Bias.
Very simple, yes.
And quite simply, Shaheen Shah Afridi told me he's going to win tonight. They're winning tonight. Simple, Shaheen Shah Afridi. You told me.
All right, it's both. Lahore Qalandars is the vote in the studio. That was the expert predictions for you. All right, fantastic encounter then waits us. It's Multan Sultans up against Lahore Qalandars. We've got a beautiful crowd building up here in Multan Sultans. See you guys on the other side.